hindi po nagkakaisa regarding that concept. Some other labor groups or even individuals, they equate living wage with cost of living. So, compute yung cost of living and they term it living wage. Kami po sa BMP, we don't subscribe to that. And my basis is the fact that under the Constitution, we have what we call just share in the fruits of production. When we talk about fruits of production, ibig sabihin ng mga manggagawa, may share sila sa profit. Fruits eh. So, importante sa amin yun kasi maliwanag sa amin na ang profit, yung tinatawag nating surplus value, ay galing yan sa trabaho ng worker. Pag binibigyan mo ang manggagawa ng sahod niya, hindi pa yun fruits. Yun ay simpleng kaakibat nung kanyang labor na isinorender na binigyan siya ng amount na sahod. So, may share pa dapat siya sa fruits kasi sa kanya rin ang galing yon. Now, if we talk about minimum wage, we're talking about tatlong konsepto eh. Minimum wage is just the floor price. That means the regulated price of wage. Kapag bumaba ka doon, may consequence. That's the definition of minimum wage. Cost of living is iba pa. Yun yung ibig sabihin na pangangailangan niya, compute mo lang every day para makapagtrabaho siya ulit. Now, in the country, in the Philippines, tama yung sinabi ni Joshua kanina, dahil lang yun yung density natin ay mababa, ang demand niya yun is ipantay mo ang cost of living sa minimum wage. Kasi wala kang yun na mag-negotiate ng mas mataas na sahod kaysa sa minimum wage. So the pressure is upon the government now na ipantay niya ang minimum wage sa cost of living. Pinapatay nilang yun eh. Diba? Tanong yung mga employers group, pag nangyayon yun, pinatanggal nila mga manggagawa. O di ngayon, magsasuffer ang gobyerno, ang wage fixing mechanism ngayon, pati ang pagsagot sa cost of living, gobyerno ngayon ang magtatakda. Now, living wage is different. For us, it is not simply subsistence. It is not simply cost of living. It is more than that. And in fact, the national wage, it includes recreation, it includes social security, it includes housing, health, decent standard of living is not only subsistence.
Yun na nga yung sinasabi. May normative values, may relative values din.
Yes po. So, right now, we're just talking about minimum wage. Hindi pa natin pinag-uusapan ng cost of living kung ipapantay natin sa minimum wage. Iba pa yung living wage.
Kaya nga, yun na nga ang point eh. Kaya nga, we're trying to define yung living wage, finally.
Yes. And for us, sa konsepto ng living wage, kapag i-itemize natin yan, for us, sa BMP, lagpas pa yan sa cost of living.
Hindi, lagpas talaga. Marami talaga siya eh. Sabi nga, pinaka-ambisyosa nga si Yusek Rosemary eh. Sinabi na nga eh, para makamtan ang pangarap. Paano ba yun? Magkano ba? Ayan, matatag, matalino. Ayan, ambisyon. So, okay. Thank you very much, Attorney Espiritu. If anyone would like to submit, we don't have time, so we'll have to meet. If you'd like to submit anything, any suggestion, any additional data, I'd be very, very happy to receive it all. So, Mark, Christian, nauna yata si, sino ba?
Anton Sayo from ECOP.
Anton Sayo from ECOP.
Yung ibabalik ko lang ho dun sa original discussion kasi nasa ILO kami noon, 4 na araw din discuss yung living wage.
Oo, talagang madugo yun eh.
And napaka-importante ho na matutuwa natin lahat ng galing doon kasi nung dinefine yung living wage, ang sinabi doon, shared responsibility yan. Which means the employers have a primordial role, but the government has a role, society, etc. Which is why in our scheme of things, we look at PhilHealth, we look at all these things. And some of the issues that came out includes the fact that the formal sector, which is only about 8 million, yes, they can worry about a lot of things, including...
Nasa 5.1 pala tayo nakalista.
Yung kasama na rin ho doon yung supplying sector sila, kasi ang ginagawa ho natin, 52 nga. Then we try to usher the informal onto the formal. So meron na doon yung malapit doon, So ang importante ho na klaro na yung operative term natin is shared responsibility. And that way we will be able to really delineate between the minimum wage, etc., and the other needs,
Yes, I think this is a good concept and one that we should base our discussion on. how to operationalize shared
Yes.
responsibility is now the challenge, diba?
Yes, ma'am. If I may just include the other discussions that we had on the Bambi law, which is one of the things that we have identified as a mechanism to support those that cannot afford to give the minimum wage, no? Yan yung mga informal na malapit ng mag-formalize eh. Ang problema nga, hindi ma-implement yung Bambi law ng mabuti. Precisely because of the targets that have been set, we try to raise the targets too high to the point that yun sa Bambi law, supposedly,
Ano?
that they're supposed to start paying taxes. They start yung barangay microenterprise.
Okay.
Yun.
That's right. The micro and small.
So,
Under 3 million, under 5 million.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You know that very well. So, yung sitwasyon doon, yan yung isa sa mga mekanismo para nga palawakin, no? Yung definition natin. So, the fact that failed, we should learn from it so that it inculcates a reality check to what we discuss. So, yun lang ho. Yun lang ang ano. Kasi parang ang dumarating, parang pareho na yung minimum wage sa living eh.
No, but you're referring now to the exemptions also alleged by Mr. Mata, which we're all aware of, di ba? Na hindi kasama yung mga micro and small, hindi kasama yung informal na pagkalaki-laki, nasa 42%. So lahat yan hindi kasama. So ang ending, yung living wage has been reduced to the minimum wage discussion, when in fact, it should be far, far broader. Is that
yes,
correct?
But what we're trying to avoid is to turn off investors into believing that they also have to worry about the education, etc., of their workers' children. So now you have to limit getting people who only have one child, two children, etc. So yun lang ho,
for the employer's part, therefore, what would be most important to include in the calculation of the living wage? Kasi di ba may capacity to pay ng ating employers. Di ba yun ang konsiderasyon din dyan? Let's say, if the economy were going great guns and in fact the profit was hand over fist, dapat naman talaga magdagdag. Then the living wage would be significantly higher. Isn't that the case? Perhaps there should be something like that. Mr. Ortiz Luis, please.
Maybe another perspective in the Constitution, which says people are entitled to a living wage. So, I don't think they only refer to the formal sector. They probably refer also to government employees. They probably refer also to the informal sector, because it's hardly.
Well, the government sector should be formal because they do have contracts.
We do not include them actually in the private formal sector.
Yes, but in the great world of work, I think in as much as they're all permanent, even more permanent than the private workers, kasama sila. Casual, JO, contractual, marami po kaming inimbento.
In any case, as I mentioned earlier, there are 52 million more or less workers. I think the Constitution refers to the 52 million, not only to the formal sector that we talk about.
Amen.
So when we start talking about living wage to address only the formal sector, we are neglecting the 90% of the.
At sangayon po ako na yung number one endo violator ay gobyerno. Tama po yun.
And if the government cannot afford it, how can the small out of our enterprises, 90% micro, 8% is small, 1% is medium, less than 1% is large.
Let's go to the exclusions muna. Wag muna tayo doon. Ang aking yung prinsipyo lang muna, paano dapat bilangin o kalkulahin yung living wage? Should we put a number to it? Should it be a dynamic concept? In any case, ano dapat ang kasama dyan? Sabihin natin, cost of living, kanina sinabi rin yung food basket, magkano yung housing. Siyempre, mga basic needs yan, ano? Ang tubig, kuryente, lahat yan. Tapos, magkano yung pangarap? Naku, ang bigat nun, ha? Magkano yung ambition mo?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Oh, Madam Chair, because I have to leave in a minute, sorry. Opo, pero just to make of record na I really hope, dahil umabot na po sa advanced stage of legislation ng 19th Congress, yung legislated national minimum wage increase na maaga din natin mapagkasunduan ito kasama ng House of Representatives para kahit papano may something na mauwi ang labor movement together with our other stakeholders sa mga manggagawa. Pangalawa po, Madam Chair, I'm really looking forward dun sa technical working group na ma-work out yung konkretong ibig nating sabihing patungo sa living wage. And last and not the least, Madam Chair, na this will include adjustments to the wage setting mechanisms on the road to living wage and a healthier labor sector dito sa ating bansa. Salamat, Madam Chair.
Ay, salamat. Thank you. I think, Mr. Sayo, marami ka bang nakuhang mga dokumento o papeles sa ILO? Sa 4 na araw na binuno ninyo yan? Baka pwede naman ninyo i-share para maintindihan natin yung konsepto. Konsepto muna. Bigat yung mga who can pay, who will receive. Magulo kasi eh.
Yes,
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Congressman Eli, when he was here, discussed a transition period, a transition plan, which is probably reasonable kasi napakahirap ng gawin. Yes po. Anyone else? I think Mr. Guerrero, para marinig muna natin sila matapos ang side ng employer.
Dinefine rin ho namin sa ILO. 2 weeks ho kami doon. If I may, less than 1 minute lang. The International Labor Organization draws a clear line between two concepts we too often confuse. The minimum wage and the living wage. The minimum wage, as the ILO defines, is simply the lowest pay an employer may legally give. It is a statutory floor meant to prevent the worst forms of exploitation. But let us not mistake compliance with adequacy. A minimum wage is not necessarily a fair wage. It often lags behind rising prices, leaving workers in constant struggle despite being protected by law. The living wage, however, is different. The ILO describes it as the wage that allows a worker and their family to meet not just their survival, but a decent standard of living, covering food, shelter, healthcare, education, and transport, and even a modest cushion for the future. Sinasabi ho nila, it is a wage of dignity. This is the political challenge, ma'am. Before us, too many of our workers earn the minimum while falling short of the living wage. And when wages fail to sustain families, the economy itself becomes unsustainable. We must therefore push the debate forward. The real goal cannot be to legislate the lowest possible pay, but to build a wage system anchored in dignity and fairness. For if labor is the backbone of our nation, then surely it deserves more than survival. Yun lang po. There's a distinct definition po.
Minimum wage is subsistence mode, ano? Subsistence mode lang talaga siya. Yung living wage involves decency, fairness, equity, dignity, di ba? And yun na nga, ambisyon. Mas matindi si Yusek Dev. Okay. Anyway, I think we'll have to round up fairly soon. But nevertheless, we have time to hear Mr. Mata once again and then Senator Padilla.
Just a few seconds, ma'am. 2 points. Ma'am, can we make sure that yung labor, kami po interesado kami makipagtumulong sa pag-frame ng yan? Can we be part ng TWG? That's the first point. And then the second point is that, can we also request yung kopya ng paper that was provided to you by the Department of Labor?
I believe so. It was presented to the committee and you're privy to it.
Thank you, madam.
Great. Thank you very much for volunteering. I would have volunteered you anyway. In any case, Senator Padilla.
Maraming salamat po sa aming minamahal na senadora. Meron lang po akong maliit na mungkahi para po sa pagka-realidad ng ating usapan. Sapagkat kahapon po, bago po tayo makarating sa pag-uusap na ito, may mga kinausap po akong mga manggagawa. At ito po yung katotohanan. Hindi na po talaga applicable yung sinasabi natin na dalawang magtatrabaho para mabuhay yung 5 anak. Hindi po. Yung kausap ko po kahapon, 2 na po silang nagtatrabaho. Isa lang ang anak nila. Hindi pa nila mabuhay dito sa Maynila. Katunayan, yung anak po nila, pinadala nila sa probinsya na dahil hindi po nila maasikaso dito, hindi po nila maalagaan dahil 2 po silang nagtatrabaho. Yun po yung realidad eh. At yung pa pong isa, wala na po silang maitago pa. Yung masabi natin na makakapag-ipon pa sila. Hindi na po talaga mangyayari. At kanina po, nabanggit po ng ating mahal na sekretary na libreng ospital, parang UK. Kasi kaninang umaga lang po, 2 pong manggagawa ko pong sarili, ang pina-ospital ko po. So, hindi po totoo talaga na libre yung ospital ng mga manggagawa at ikinukumpara po natin sa UK o sa ibang bansa. Ang akin pong mungkahi sana sa pamamagitan po ng napakagaling na senadora, magkaroon po tayo ng yung usapin na may pupuntahan. Kasi talaga pong tunay ang dinadanas na paghihikahos ng ating mga manggagawa. At dapat na po natin itong harapin sa oras na ito. At syempre, hindi naman po natin dapat na magsakripisyo naman itong nasing mga, kasi kanina sabi ko nga sa aking staff, tingnan mo to, nandito, nasa kanan, kaming mga sosyalista, dito sa kabila, kapitalista. Dapat po talaga, mag-usap po tayo at harapin natin kung ano yung katotohanan, sapagkat tunay po yung problema, tunay. Hindi po talaga, pagka sinabi po nating living allowance, malayo pa po tayo doon. Nasa survival mode nga po yung ating manggagawa. Hirap na hirap sila. Kaya sana po, yung nasa gobyerno naman, kami, maging makatotohanan naman po tayo. Pumunta tayo talaga sa ground. Kausapin natin talaga sila kung ano ba talaga yung katotohanan. Kasi yung pong sinasabi ninyo, na 2 nagtatrabaho, na nasa minimum wage, kaya yung 4 na anak. Hindi po. Hindi po talaga. Sa pagkakapaliwanag po sa akin, kung 2 yung magtatrabaho, kukuha pa sila ng kasambahay para mag-alaga ng anak nila, magbabayad ng kuryente, bahay, hindi na nga daw po sila makapamasyal. Hindi na sila makapanood ng sine dahil wala na po silang natitirang pera. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you very much to everyone. Senator Padilla, maraming salamat. Ikaw lang nagtiis hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan. Kaya maraming salamat. At sa inyong lahat na napakaaga na, una pa sa akin, perhaps you should keep in mind that in the operationalization of living wages, as the ILO and the other authorities have stated, there is no compunction to have a one-size-fits-all silver bullet. It's absolutely unnecessary, and perhaps it will be regionalized or provincialized to make certain that it is responsive and germane to each and every part of the country. Similarly, social dialogue, collective bargaining, is the goal that in the end, there will be a real, responsive, and committed effort to come to dialogue and collective bargaining rather than the apparently one-sided or even two-sided, because government always seems to intervene, and the voice of the labor groups is barely ever heard. Finally, I think the ultimate goal for all of us is to at least meet a decent minimum wage and transit one day, not too far into the future, certainly not 30 years from now, to transit from mere minimum wages to a genuine, dignified, and fair living wage, just as our Constitution mandates. So I invite you to submit whatever suggestions, kung meron pa kayong maisip o may mga datos o papeles na pag-aaral na pwede ninyong i-share sa amin dito, tuwan-tuwa ako makatanggap nun sa ating DOLE, sa ating government agencies, lalong-lalo na ang national wages at yung mga regional wages. Pakisubmit lang lahat ng hinihingi ng ating mga senador. Ang PSA po, ang ating DepDev, DOF, para pag-aralan yata yung create, kung saan papasok yung tax breaks kung sakali, at wag pagkaitan at talagang bumabagsak sa kawalan ng trabaho. So, to all of you, we are open to all other suggestions, and if there are any further discussions, I'll be happy to hear. In the meantime, we constitute the TWG at the earliest possible opportunity, and finally come to heads with this. As we've seen in the past, a legislated wage hike, if not vetoed, is deferred until kingdom come. This is the reason that I do not want to be the party pooper. Ayoko maging killjoy. Pero ang totoo, hindi pinipirmahan eh. Nakita na ninyo, nakailang beses na to eh. Hindi nakakalusot eh. Kaya hirap tayo dyan, tuwan-tuwa, nakangiti yung mga employer eh. Silang may ayaw eh. Pero sa totoo lang, kailangan i-explore natin lahat ng posibilidad. Palta ng batas, o hayaang ganyan ang batas pero paltan ang pag-iimplementa, hanapan ng iba pang puwang, hanapan pa ng tulong sa employer tulad ng employee. Lahat yan kailangan tignan natin kasi wala namang iisang IME solution. Maraming salamat po, and with that we suspend the hearing of the Committee on Labor.